Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Devy Dashboard Scouting Session Series. I am Brandon Lejeune, your host. I'm here with my two good buddies, Corey P. and Britt Sanders, part of the Dashboard crew. How you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, right? We got a great show. We are going to be doing a film breakdown showdown between Jahmyr Gibbs and Tank Bigsby, probably two of the most exciting Devy running backs right now in the Devy landscape. And if you're like me and you're on the clock at number 2 or 3, right, you have to say to yourself, who are you picking, right? If you want Gibbs or Bigsby, who are you going to select? Well, we're here tonight to help you help provide you with a film study on these guys, giving you some good in-depth film on their patience and vision, their footwork, lateral ability, burst and long speed, strength, contact balance, and then their pass catching ability to help you make that decision. It's one that we were talking about the pre-show that we're all in the same boat. These guys are both excellent running backs. But if you're on the clock, right, who are you picking? That's the big decision. And it's going to be an impact on your roster for quite a few years. So it's going to be one that we're going to try and help you sort out. So it's a great show here. So let's get started. So Corey, why don't you give us just a little rundown between these two players?
Yeah, so both these guys are 23 backs. A lot of people are going to kind of argue about who should be second, who should be third, because I think a lot of people are putting Bijan at first, obviously. But got Jahmyr, who plays for Georgia Tech, 5'11", 200 pounds. His ADP is 8.6. Tank Bigsby, who plays for Auburn, 6 foot, 204 pounds. His ADP is 8.8. So these guys are going neck and neck, right back and back to each other. I think a lot earlier in the offseason, it was Tank going higher, and now Gibbs seems to be creeping up there and getting a little bit higher. So I think it's a good battle to take a look at today and see who we should be taking.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a horse race to the 2023 class, right? Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of, like I said, we're going to look at the traits, right? And then at the end of each trait, after we watch film on both, we're going to talk about it and kind of give a vote. And then we're going to kind of award a football to which player we think has the better trait for that specific skill set, right? So, all right. So we're going to talk about, let's watch Gibbs here and his vision and patience at the line of scrimmage. Okay, so we got lots of film here for you guys to watch. All right. So what do we see here?
Yeah, he just kind of runs straight, and there was a nice hole right to the right that I thought he could have hit, right in between the tackle and the guard. I mean, he was wide open.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, and I thought he lacked a little patience here. You know, he just ran forward. I think he had this opportunity maybe here, but, you know, good balance. Look good. He shed tackle. Maybe was that 4 or 5 yards after contact on that?
Yeah.
That's a good one. There it is.
So
yeah, that's a good one.
He broke away. And I felt like he maybe had another opportunity here as well, right? I'm all about manipulating defenders when I look at running backs and wide receivers. So he had this guy manipulated. Look, he was here. He could have gone outside. He could have made a cut like back here maybe. Again, and I just want everyone to know when they're watching this show, we're here to like just kind of go over the skill set, but our kind of job doing this is to pick them apart, right? They're not perfect prospects. There's no perfect prospect right now. These guys are freshmen last year. They're going to improve every year. We understand that. But right now, given where their game is, you know, our job here watching this film is to show you what they do well. They do a lot of great things well, but there are also things that they can do better. And we're just trying to point them out to you so you can see them. So,
right.
This is the same play. You know, it's just a little, again, kind of like what we talked about with the Kevin Harris film when we did his show not too long ago. Again, you know, the pad level, he needs to get his pad level down just a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that play is designed to go to the right, but he sees that hole open up right in the middle, and he just punches it, which is nice. He just cuts it right upfield.
It was a one-step cut, too, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the only. This is the only thing I don't. That's the only thing I don't like about in quite a bit of his film is he tends to go backwards a lot because he just has a lot of trust in his ability to be able to get out of things, and it bites him in the ass a lot of the time, like here.
I think he had an opportunity too. He went outside, but I think he had an opportunity in the middle.
Yeah, more patience.
I'd almost rather him cut up and get 3 yards instead of try and get that 15-yard run.
Yeah.
Now this is 3rd and 2, right? So his main objective in this play is to get that first down, right? To move the chain. So I can't like fault him too much on this, but again, I think he had the ability. I know this defender is here and here to kind of maybe work the outside instead of just banging your head going. But I
Yeah.
mean, good pad level. It's 3rd and 2. His goal is to get the first down. That's all his mission is on that particular play.
I like the situational awareness as well, knowing where the markers are, where the stick is, and knowing what he needs to do to keep the drive alive.
That was a nice quick cut here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
Even slips number 10 then, which is nice.
Yeah. I just was curious as to, why he didn't maybe try and fake him out.
Yeah, he tries to cut back inside, but
yeah, he cuts back inside, but you can see he feels as though maybe he was leaning, that he thought he could squeeze by him and hop through there, which
he does kind of, I guess. But.
Yeah, he does. He fumbles the ball on this play.
Yeah,
but this is 4th and 1 again. So this is a situational play, right? That his goal is to get the 1 yard line.
And if you notice,
to get the 1 yard.
Look at the DB here too. He's turned. He could have punched that through here, like through the left side there.
Exactly. That's my point. Yeah. He had all of this, where he.
Yeah, the DB's on the guy running the sweep. Like there was no way he was getting his hips turned quick enough to get him.
Yeah, he could have cut outside right now. Boom.
Yeah.
Like he's just trying to get that first yard.
I wonder how that ball comes out too, because there's no one really like helmet to ball contact. So that's something I'm going to be looking at in the future as well.
Yeah, thought he had a hole right there. He could have cut back to the right there. Yeah. And you'll notice there's a lot. I think even with Tank and Jahmyr, they both tend to read it okay right at the beginning, but it's their second level and finding the next hole that kind of eludes them. Yeah,
that's a really good observation, Corey, because I agree with you. I think once they bust through that, what is their vision to get to that second level? But I agree with you. I think he had the opportunity here to, at least try and get through that hole to the right-hand side. See, I felt as well too. He could have cut to the outside. He wasn't a little patient enough. I think he was trying to accelerate right up field. But I mean, he had that hole out. He could see this player is engaged. Maybe he thought he could run through, but he has 2 pursuits right here that he just can't outrun. But I thought he had an option to get outside on that play.
Got 10 yards of space on the boundary to continue that play as well.
This I thought was one of his best plays.
Yeah,
he's a lot of footwork.
Yeah, I still hate him bouncing, but he had to. I guess he had an oncoming blitzer. It was a nice job evading him, and that's part of who he is in a sense. He's kind of got that Barry Sanders behind the line kind of thing, where he likes to move all over the place. But yeah, he has a lot of trust in his ability, which is a good thing.
That's right. All right, so let's look at Tank and his vision and patience.
Yeah, this one I thought he could have cut back into the middle there, but
absolutely, I felt the same way. Again, when I put this film together, I'm going to go after the best teams, right? I mean, we got Tank Bigsby here. Has got Alabama, Texas A&M, and Georgia. That's all the film we got on this thing. So these are the films I want to watch, not the films on the plays against the subpar competition. I want to see him play against these teams.
Yeah, this was a nice one.
Yeah, I thought this was a really nice cutback on that.
Nice quick. Hits the hole, sees that hole.
He's got such a nasty dead leg cut.
Yeah, he does have a good.
Yes.
So
and we're going to see that here in a little bit.
That's his trademark.
See, I thought he could have. I didn't think he was patient enough on this, where he was trying to rush it, where he could have gone on the outside.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have written here too. That he could have taken this outside, but yeah, like we were gonna mention, it is the Alabama game. This is where his hip was hurting, I think. So
yeah, exactly.
Might take away some lateral ability from him, but
I get Tyler Goodson vibes from them a little bit in terms of pressing the hole too quickly.
Yeah,
but they're also 2 years younger, a year and a half younger than Tyler Goodson. So like the expectation of growth makes it less of a concern from a long-term standpoint.
And he runs angry. He finishes these runs, which is nice to see. Like he's
look at
constantly turning his legs.
I mean, we should have this under his strength and contact balance section. I mean, look at it. Look what he does to this DB. I mean, this defensive lineman.
Stands him up completely.
Yeah, and what's funny is a lot of people talk about him as this big back, this big, strong, bruising back, runs angry. And so him and Jahmyr are like the same freaking size. Like, I mean, especially in a BMI sense, because he's a little bit taller too. So I mean, he just runs a little harder, runs a little angrier.
Mm-hmm. I think he tries to he runs into players more than trying to be elusive in this particular play.
Yeah, I think this is exactly what we were talking about with Jahmyr too, where he reads that really well. He reads the initial hole really well, and then once he reaches the second level, it's just running straight.
Exactly. Like he could have. Sorry, this one right here. I mean, why not cut on the outside? Try and take these two guys on here. Instead, he just lowers his shoulder and takes on this back. You know.
The nice thing I like about what Jahmyr did compared to Tank is Jahmyr was avoiding tackles to get around people and using elusivity, and Tank's kind of accepting unnecessary contacts, I feel like.
Yeah. That's kind of their two different styles, I guess, right? So the stereotype is there that he's the angry, hard runner, and that people think of him as a big back or something, even though he's not. It's just kind of his running style, I guess.
He definitely plays like a big back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more time, then we'll go to the next section. So, see, same play here. This is what I was trying to get back to. This play, you know, he takes on this defender instead of running to the right. You know, he could have a lot of space to the right, where he just is, you know, poor over that guy. All right, so before we get into his footwork and lateral, so we're going to talk about each of these traits. I mean, I'll tell you, I feel like they both have decent vision. Obviously, they wouldn't have bad vision. They wouldn't be as successful as they are, right? So to me, it's like really, really close. But I'm going to give, you know, I think Tank the side on the vision side. What are your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna side with you there too. I'm gonna just give a slight lean to Tank, just because I thought his processing at the line of scrimmage was a little better. I thought Jahmyr relied a little bit more on his athletic ability, which is fine because it works for him. Like that's who he is. That's fine. I just felt Tank had a little better running back instincts, at least at the line. They both need more development. I think they're both not perfect at this, especially on the second level, creating more space on the second level, but. Yeah, I think they're both. Neither of them. This is a negative. It's both fine for them, and you expect it to get better. So, but I'm going to lean with Tank a little bit here.
Yeah, and the purpose of this show is really to give you guys the inside scoop on this stuff, right? So you're looking at it yourself. You're making your own decision as well. So, all right. So let's talk about their. What are we doing here? We are talking about footwork, right? And lateral ability, lateral movement ability is extremely, extremely important, right? So. That was very nice right there.
I mean, this is going to be where Jahmyr shines. I mean, he has a special ability to make people miss. He really does. It's Kamara-esque. I mean, I know a lot of people like to make that comparison, but even that trademark cut he has is almost like he does it at such a perfect timing that it's almost like Kamara. Like he just has a way of getting it. And those dreads, it's an easy comparison to make.
Yeah, I mean, watch how he jumps over this defender, and when he cuts as he lands on his feet.
It almost looks like he just like steps over them in a real slow motion hurdle. It's incredible. And then how quickly he's able to get back to top speed.
On this one too, he makes two guys miss before he even crosses the line of scrimmage. Like one guy right here.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, that's really nice.
And this guy just the stutter step and he's gone. I guess it's impressive.
Yeah, he's got the burst around the edge. Yeah, then he gets the corner right.
That's what I really appreciate about Jahmyr is his ability to get to top speed in such a couple steps. You know, 2 steps and he's there compared to a couple of these other backs we've been talking about.
And he utilizes like different moves. Like when you're talking about Tank, he has that nasty dead leg, but Jahmyr has like a full arsenal of things he does like at the second level to kind of create separation from these guys.
Oh, he's definitely got quick footwork. There's no doubt about it. Like that's an incredible cut there. I mean that's
and there's only a few people who can do that and get away with it, you know?
Yeah. And then he burst and accelerate, and then he made that guy miss. And that guy miss. Oh, and then he got tripped up.
It's a 3.5 yard gain when it should have been a 4-yard loss.
Right, exactly. That's a hell of a play right there.
That's
there
it is again. Moving backwards when he doesn't need to be.
Yeah, he does it a lot. He does it a lot. Like we say, he has trust in his ability. It's something that I think he could maybe clean up, but it does work for him at times too. I mean, there's a guy right in his face right there, and he evades him and still gets upfield. So I mean, until it doesn't work, until we actually see it be a problem, I'm not going to write him too hard on that.
Let's look at Bigsby's footwork and lateral ability.
Right, he definitely can't stop and cut like Jahmyr can, right? I mean, he takes a couple steps here to cut back inside, but he can't really escape much out of it. But yeah, I mean, he's not on Jahmyr's level here, I don't think.
I appreciate he saw the opportunity. I like we were talking about with the vision. I appreciate he was able to see that he could gain more yards going that route, just not yet physically there where he can successfully actualize that.
I think he could have made a cut actually sooner. Kind of went around, but
a jump cut there would have been nice, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to see a couple like that right there.
Yeah, that he does well, though. When he just has to put his foot in the ground and choose a direction, he makes a quick decision, and he just, he hits it pretty hard. I mean, sometimes it's questionable what happens after, but he does make a quick decision, which I like.
Yeah, so this was the game that I think his hip was maybe not fully recovered. So you don't see the burst going around the edge here. But but he doesn't have the burst that I think Jahmyr has. That's a nice dead leg right there. A nice breaking tackles. That's a really nice play.
Right, and this is with a hurt hip too. I mean, this is that's a nice play.
Solid. This is a couple of great plays right here. Couldn't get around the edge.
No. But he does finish. Yeah, this one is nice.
Change of direction.
Oh, this is the same one.
Yeah. This is the really nice one right here.
Yeah, this is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives that guy a little shimmy, breaks through there, breaks through here.
Yeah, just shedding tackles one after the other.
Yeah, this could be in freaking contact bounds here, but yeah, like how he toys with that guy and gets away from him. I mean, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a nice. All right, so before we get into the burst and long speed, what do you about footwork? I think I'm going to go with Mr. Gibbs. He looks like he's a little bit more elusive, a little bit more athletic, flexible. I don't know. Gibbs's footwork seems special to me.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take much explanation, or it doesn't take like a scientist to see that Gibbs is just a little more special in this area. You know, he's actually just special overall in this area. So, yeah.
Gibbs kind of has the footwork that allows you to elongate your NFL career by not necessarily welcoming contact as well, which I appreciate quite a bit.
I think it's a really good point, Britt. I think I see Tank initiating contact more. You know, maybe he just doesn't have that ability to, with the feet to make guys miss as much. He's got a great dead leg, don't get me wrong, but he might not have, that while he's actually accelerating, the ability to, move his angles and make specific cuts like Gibbs can.
Yeah. Oh, this play is just stupid, isn't it? Oh my God.
He's just shedding tackles. I mean,
this is just ridiculous.
This right here, Corey. This is what you put on the Wikipedia page for Gibbs. It's like, why does he lose yards? Because he's able to do this ridiculous play.
Exactly. Like, he's one of those players, you take the good with the bad. You know what I mean? Like, he just, even if his vision isn't super refined, but yeah, because his upside is there for sure. Like, his stop and start is, it's elite at his level for sure.
Mm-hmm. I like how he puts his shoulder down here at the end too.
Absolutely.
Gives a lick on somebody and gets that extra. Take that. But what acceleration!
And look at that. Like, what do you guys think of his top speed? What do you think it's around?
Top speed?
Yeah.
I bet he's hitting 21.5, 22 right there. I think he's up there.
there. He hits it pretty damn quick. His acceleration is definitely up there. I think he's a 4.4 guy, I think.
Oh, I bet if there's a back in this class that could probably break the 4.3 barrier that's not Bijan, I think Gibbs is my number 2 guy.
Yeah, I can dig it.
4.39, something like that.
Yeah, and he just gets the edge so much. I mean, since we're comparing the two better than Tank, you know what I mean? Like, he actually is able to get the edge in a lot of these plays.
Yeah, he really does. He can get around the edge pretty quick.
he doesn't need a super wide angle. He's still got space there to create, you know.
So I just saw the acceleration on here is just really when he turns upfield, as soon as he catches the ball.
Pauses, he slows down that route to catch there and readjust, and then boom, done.
Yeah.
And this is a Notre Dame defense that
I know.
One of the best defenses in the country.
That's right. Yeah. That's why I picked this particular film. All right, so let's talk about Mr. Bigsby. Mr. Bigsby's burst and long speed. What do we got, Mr. Bigsby? So
yeah, like I think he's got burst, and that nasty dead leg. Oh my God, he's got a nasty dead leg. That's like DeAndre Swift dead leg.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Just like the DeAndre Swift dead leg, and his ability to recover from it so quickly.
His cut off the beginning there too. Like I think that's nice. He does that a lot, where he makes that quick decision I was talking about, and is boom gone. And then that dead leg. Oh, did you see that defender? My God, he was just fucking praying for his life.
I feel like on that play, he's still maybe, I don't know if his hip was hurting him or not. He didn't feel, was it?
So I looked it up, and he was questionable to miss the Alabama game, and then he was very questionable to miss the Texas A&M game. So they don't have I was trying to find what specific injury it was. They don't have they didn't disclose exactly what it is, but it was bothering him towards the end of the year. So hopefully he's fully mended from that. Nothing structural or tissue wise.
Yeah, I thought there was just a little lack of burst on that particular play.
Like, can you imagine?
Yeah, there wasn't a ton of burst.
Giving Gibbs with that hole.
This was a really nice play.
I love this play. That's what a healthy Bigsby looks like right there, right?
Yeah,
he's blown past guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the Mississippi State game. So I put this in here because it was the last game of the season that I have film on for him. So where you could tell that he's feeling a little bit more spry. Maybe that hip injury is a little he's getting a little better.
And like you're about to show here too, and you got the spring game footage. I really do think he looks more spry here. So maybe that was more of a sign at the end in the Mississippi game that's actually what he looks like, healthy. You know what I mean? Because I mean, besides this play right here, but the long one he hits, he looks like quicker than I think I ever saw last year in this one.
Yeah,
unless it's a fancy camera angle or something, he looks like he hit that fast.
That safety up top had an angle on him, and then Bigsby just outran him.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we thinking, gentlemen? Footwork, burst, and long speed.
I mean, I think we got to give this one to Gibbs, at least for me. I'm gonna go with Gibbs here. I don't think Tank is bad. I just think he's a different type of runner. I mean, we've talked a little before. Gibbs just has a special ability to stop and go, to burst, to hit that top speed. I mean, and we're sitting here guessing 4 threes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that we got that kind of speed for Tank. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Gibbs here.
Yeah, I think the acceleration is there's a little bit of a difference there. So I agree with you. I'm going to be siding for Gibbs. Is going to get my football for that. All right, so let's look at their strength and contact balance and see what we got for Gibbs here. So again, I was just trying to find clips where he gets contact. You know, how does he get out of the contact?
There's not a lot of times that he's breaking away from first contact.
Yeah.
Like it's not the best part of his game, I don't think, and it doesn't need to be. He gets away in other ways. He doesn't have to beat guys, and then the fumbles as well. That's the second one we've seen already.
Third.
Is it the third from him? Oh my goodness.
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, like if I even go down my checklist, it's like can't break first contact, easily tripped up, pushed backwards, slips a slight ankle, and then gets pushed back, and then doesn't break first contact. Like it's constantly a lot of not like this one. He slips like that slight ankle, and then like can't break any further past that guy. You know, he gets no push. But it's not his best asset, I don't think.
That was better vision too for him, at least. Slowing up a little bit at the line, but yeah, it would have been nice.
He's got to run. See his pad level? I'm big on pad level when it comes to running backs. I mean, it takes all your leverage away when you – I mean, his pad – I mean, he should be down at that guy's waist right now trying to get – I thought
that one's not bad, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he bounced off that one pretty good, got an extra 3 or 4 yards. But again, look, you're going to watch again. I got another clip in here right after this one. Just watch his pad level.
Yeah.
I mean, he should be really putting the lick on that guy for that particular play.
Yeah, picks up some nice extra yards there. Churns after he lands here, which is what you like to see.
Keeps grinding though.
Moving. Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Kept legs moving.
Man. This is, I mean, just a lot of light contact he's going down by, or just can't get by the first guy, unfortunately. I mean, he can get by in other ways though, right? This isn't how you expect him to get by, right? But
you almost fumbled right there again.
That's gonna be something that's gonna need to get cleaned up.
That's a nice one there.
Yeah, I wanted to put some good things in here too. I mean, I'm not looking to, but
what's a low catch? He's already kind of in a shitty position and is able to.
That's right. Shed the contact, accelerate.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him put the ball in his other hand though. All right, let's talk about Bigsby's strength and contact balance and see what this man's got right here.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it before. He's an angry runner, right? He finishes all these runs, which is what you want to see. Even if he doesn't pick the best hole or whatever, he's still trying to pick up 2 or 3 more extra yards. But and he's getting away with it. I mean, he's even for that size, he's not the biggest guy at 204.
Over here. Just so you know where he is. This is kind of like they threw it off center.
Got the camera off, yeah.
But I mean, look,
pushes that guy back.
Put this guy on his ass right here, and still gets another yard.
For another yard or 2.
And here keeps grinding, churning. Oh, but he fumbles right there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's the type of play right there that, excluding the fumble, that the NFL execs look at and say, this is a guy that I like, right?
Yeah.
That pile push and maneuver without a lot of linemen.
I do think that sometimes this trait, and it that's why, sometimes you put more weight into these traits, specific ones, but I do think strength and contact balance is a big thing at the NFL level because you're not going to be able to dance around a lot like you can in college. So,
absolutely.
Even if we lean Gibbs or lean to Tank here or whatever, and we choose more with Gibbs, this one has a lot of weight for me.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I think it's the same thing. I mean, whether it's a wide receiver or running back, right? I mean, you have to be able to create space, right? That's what Gibbs is doing, obviously, and Tank Bigsby with his dead leg. And you've got to have play strength.
Yeah.
You got to be able to move the piles. I mean, this is a great play by him. I think you look at all the kind.
He almost broke through that.
Yeah, I mean, he gets 4 yards on that play.
Yeah.
So
whole mess of bodies.
I mean, look at him. He's still with his arm, gets an extra 2 yards with his arm down on the ground. I think he's more physical than Gibbs.
Yeah, definitely.
This was the last one I had in here, just because look at him. I mean, they're
the churn, yeah.
Yeah, just moving the Alabama pile. All the guys going to the NFL right there, and there he is. He's still on his feet.
I get flashes of Marshawn Lynch when I see him initiating contact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just because he's kind of he's angry. He's just still flailing. He's grinding those legs. That was kind of pure what Marshawn used to do, right? It's always going 100%, which is what you can see in Tank. I mean, I don't think it's going to take a genius to see with how we talked about over here that we definitely side with Tank a little bit here, at least for me. So I don't know where you guys are at.
Yeah, I'm going definitely Tank on the strength and contact balance, no doubt.
All
right, so let's go Gibbs here. All right, we know what kind of this is why I think he's probably rated high as well, is his pass catching ability. I mean, look at that. That's a really nice, just an adjustment, catching the ball. He looks like a natural pass catcher there, and then the acceleration.
The nice thing about both these guys is their quarterbacks aren't significantly different talent-wise, so you don't have to take in consideration one benefiting from a more accurate passer than the other.
Yeah,
this is my favorite play. I mean,
this was nice with Gibbs is that you actually saw more diversity in what he was running, right? He actually seems like he could be more of a weapon out of the backfield
instead of just a dump off guy.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's got good hands. I mean, that's like that was like the one body catch on this tape. I'm pretty sure everything else he catches away from his body.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not breaking stride to catch the ball too. He's not losing his place.
Yeah,
which I really appreciate. That's something a lot of running backs specifically kind of lack when they're doing.
So like even there, that's easy. That's natural. He just pops up. That's the ball hit his hands. Like, boom, let's go.
I think this is where people are going to see the most Kamara comparisons is his fluidity in the passing game is just so comparable. And the dreads
it
don't
comes
hurt
easy
as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, see what Mr. Bigsby can do.
See, now to me, when I was watching this, I got the feeling that he fought the ball a lot when he was trying to catch it. Like, there was good concentration here to double catch the ball, but again, it's a double catch. I mean, I'd like to I don't know if the defender got a hand in there to cause that, but it just seems like he fights the ball. It doesn't seem entirely natural. Like it's a lot of body catches. Even there is one coming up where he kind of tries to attack it too. That I kind of just. He looks like doesn't come as natural, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, see that catch right there. He made a nice adjustment, but it doesn't looks like he catches it and then says, "Okay, what am I going to do?"
Yeah, like
that
here,
one right there.
That's
right. Yeah,
I think.
But I think he does this early though. You know what I mean? Like I find he kind of puts himself in a bad position. If he just kind of kept his run and let the ball hit him, like I don't understand why he even jumped there. He looks like he's thinking about catching the ball to me.
Yeah, exactly.
He slowed down right there on that catch too.
Yeah,
he's slowing down a little bit when he's catching. He takes a couple pause steps.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call him a negative because he's not dropping balls here. He's making the catch and then he's making moves after. Like that's
honestly,
all fine.
His ability to kind of absorb contact and keep pushing kind of makes me like him in space almost a little more than Gibbs, just from a transition standpoint.
Yeah, and he has enough
volume.
He has enough cutting and lateral ability too that you do kind of like what you see. Like even if it's not Gibbs level, like and then he fumbles again.
This is the spring game. This is from the spring game. But I, when I was watching the spring game, I was like, I got to put this in the film. I mean, look at that guy.
Oh God, he just
looks like really nice.
You know what?
That head, man. How did he not break his neck?
When I see these boys when they're lower half, I just think of Katie Flowers talking about steak ass, and both these guys got a real nice lower half, real thick.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. And in fact, Tank looks a little bigger there in the spring game, a little more filled out.
Eager to see where he's at.
Yeah, I mean,
he definitely has the body to get more, to build out more, I think.
Yeah, I really like what you were talking though, Britt, about. Gibbs just looks like that Kamara-esque. I mean, he looks so fluid out there catching the ball. Really does. I mean, like he can just pluck it out of the air in full stride, like it's natural. I mean, that's what Kamara, that's what he does so well, is he just catches those balls, and the fluidity that he has while he's doing it is great. So pass catching, I guess it's a pretty foregone conclusion, right? Mr. Gibbs, huh? Mr. Gibbs?
Yeah, I don't think there's much to talk about there. I think it showed itself pretty good in the film.
All right. So that is what we're thinking, right? So I guess these are where we awarded our footballs. We gave patience and vision to Mr. Bigsby, footwork, lateral ability to Gibbs, burst and long speed to Gibbs, strength and contact balance. So like I said at the beginning of the show, right? I mean, there's going to be millions and millions of guys out there that are going to be on the clock after Bijan's gone, at least right now, right? And let's say you don't want Hall or you don't want Spiller from the 2022 class. You want to go to the 2023 class. I don't know. I think I'm a hard time not taking Gibbs. I mean, and the thing is, to me, it kills me because I like the bigger, more physical backs, right? But that pass catching ability and the Kamara-esque ability is I think too hard for me to pass up.
Gibbs is also seeing almost 21% of his team's receiving market share when you adjust for the 7 games he played. He saw 39, almost 40% of his rushing share. On his strictly adjusted games, he saw 1.59 yards per team attempt. The metrics are close. Right? They're very close. And if you look unadjusted, they definitely favor Gibbs because he missed one game, or it favors Bigsby because he only missed one game compared to Gibbs missing, I think, 3. But when you adjust them, they're neck and neck, like very, very close. The only huge difference is that Tank Bigsby was involved in 3.9% of the passing game, whereas Gibbs was involved in 20.98%. So in a PPR league, you kind of got to lean Gibbs strictly from just the fact that he's much more fluid in the passing game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like the winner by these standards when we're looking at this, right? Because we're giving 3 to Gibbs, 2 to Bigsby, makes Gibbs the winner, right? But like you guys are saying, and I agree with it, is that it's really close. I mean, it all depends on what you're looking for. Whether you want somebody who's a little bit angry or like Tank, and like we were saying, when we're giving weight to each of these things, and like we're giving weight to the strength and contact balance. Like for me, Tank is right there. Like I kind of battle with who's better, who's gonna go. Like even vision is something I put a lot of weight in at the next level too. So the fact that Tank is the one taking home these ones makes me like him a little bit too. But I am going to side with Gibbs here too, because it's the overall upside, and these guys are both freshmen, right? So we're expecting these guys to get better. Like, so when you think of the upside that Gibbs has, if he can turn it all and put it all into one thing where he becomes this next, I mean, it's not a comparison, but I'm just saying these Barry Sanders type skills where he can evade a million tackles in the backfield and before he even crosses the line of scrimmage and still take it for 5 yards. I mean, there's only a select few of guys that can do that. I mean, nothing against Tank, okay? Like he has a lot of special traits and stuff like that too. But for now, I'm going with the upside in Gibbs.
Yeah, I feel.
Go ahead.
I feel like Tank's he's a slightly better raw runner, but I get Chris Johnson vibes from Gibbs. I don't know what it is, but I just get these just very electric big play vibes from him.
Yeah, so that's a lofty comparison now, because now we're going Kamara meets Chris Johnson, which is like might be the best running back in the world. but anyways, I mean, I generally agree, and like because he kind of has to me more speed than Kamara, right? Because I don't think Kamara has like crazy top end speed, and when you're seeing the way Gibbs accelerates and stuff like that, I think you might have him beat there. I mean, we'll see when testing time comes, right? But yeah, I agree with what Britt is saying too. I think the instincts right now are on Tank's side. Like, and I think that's part of the reason that puts him where he is, right up here. But it's like if Jahmyr ever gets these same type of instincts where he's not relying on this athletic ability so much, then what are we saying, right? I don't know at that point. I mean, that's why I think the upside is with Gibbs right now.
Yeah, and the bottom line is too, if you get either one of these guys in your upcoming Devy drafts, you're going to be thrilled, right? So yeah, the purpose of making this video is to say when you're on the clock and you've got to pull the trigger between which one, hopefully this film has helped you, make your decision in which player that you would take. So any final parting thoughts before we let the peeps go?
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with you. You're going to like whatever you get here. And I know maybe some people are hoping to come here and get a definitive answer between the two, but the real thing is that they're super close. So if you end up with any of these guys, you're going to be happy.
If you're not going to stockpile 2020 running backs, you better start stockpiling 2023 running backs. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I guess that'll be maybe a topic for another show. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. And you can find a lot of our work at the Devy dashboard, as well as my deep dive channel on YouTube. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
See ya.